have blank in my head.
I
Do you?
titled the episode, just a couple moms doing their best.
I'm doing my
Yep.
best. I'm trying my best.
Yep.
Oh,
The problem with winging it, the problem with winging it is then I don't know if I'll say stuff I'm not supposed
you don't do that.
to.
Like,
It doesn't just happen to you, Jen. That's it.
I haven't gotten in trouble in like a really long time.
We should have talked about that. Stop.
Mics are on, aren't they?
mics are on. And I'm going to grab something. So
What are you
it
grabbing?
says that you're live.
What are you grabbing?
I just left my new wireless mic upstairs.
By
Makes
the way,
sense.
we're having drama practice after ET Kids, so I'm gonna send the kids home and you'll have to put them to bed.
I'm sorry about tomorrow night. It's really hard because there's no other night for practice.
I'm sorry about tomorrow night too.
And they leave Friday.
What's that I said to Todd today? I was like, once March break hits, like I can practice during the day if you want. And he was like, oh, because that could open things. I think almost everybody can practice during the day, so that would be helpful. Oh, hey!
Oh,
We don't have. I'm still looking at those robot dudes.
hi.
Well, I don't know whether the intro is over or not, but I'm going to assume it is. So welcome.
We also didn't tag anyone.
He's got our back.
Sweet.
I tagged Carly, Shalana, your mom,
Mom.
Holly.
Nobody's here yet.
and
That's okay.
Amanda.
Nobody's here. I'm just gonna do this.
One person's here, unless that's Scott. And you don't know what's all happening on YouTube.
Is anyone else here?
PG wife could be
Somebody
here.
else is here. I will give $2 to anyone who knows what I'm doing right now.
I know.
Do you know, Scott? Why, though? Thank you. Do you know why I'm doing this, though? I'll give you $2, Shalana, if you can tell me why.
Response.
Scott says trauma.
You're trying to get it to curl, right? Like higher out of your eyes?
Well, now I have to give you $2. I was waiting for Shalana. I'm waiting because it drives me crazy when they're attached to my, like, on my forehead. And after a while, they do that. So if I put it up like that, then they round again and they're not like on my forehead.
I don't mind if my bangs touch my forehead. I very much dislike it
When
when
they
they
go on your
cross
glasses.
underneath my glasses.
And then she
ridge.
gets into,
I do. I'll just like. and
you
then
want your lovely forehead? Yeah. Do you like it?
I have
Do you want
definitely
that
like.
twist in you? Yeah.
I've definitely been in the middle of the class before and been like, I can't handle this
Yeah.
anymore, and just gone downstairs and just hack in the mirror.
Yeah.
With my just like paper cutting scissors.
See, they're off my forehead.
And all the hairdressers go,
Ew.
it works.
That's fun. Do you do the twist anymore?
Sometimes if I'm trying
That's
to get
how I
like
do.
I'll do a twist and cut when I'm trying to get like length. But if I'm just trying to like trim and
Trim
make
it,
it even, I
right.
find that that's not very successful.
Mm.
So
I see. It's nothing.
Oh.
I don't know what
so
it is.
we want to talk about tonight.
We have nothing written down because Jen got in the door. You seem very quiet tonight.
All of us or just me? Because this would be weird. Two times in one night,
Yeah.
someone telling me to be louder.
Yeah.
Your microphone is not close to you, and it should be.
Oh, like this.
Like volume. Let's see. Let's try mic adjustment first.
Thanks, boss. How's this, Shalana? Now we're just hiding the camera so I can't see the the chat. You're just hiding it from me.
Yeah, I am.
Anyways,
It's mine.
I have something to talk about.
Yes.
I went to the dentist this week,
Oh yeah.
which was all of like already like a joke and a half.
That was funny though.
I'm
Start off at the beginning when you realize your dentist appointment.
okay. No, so I knew I had a dentist appointment. I got a text message, I think even earlier that day, reminding me I had a dentist appointment. I knew that I had a dentist appointment at 3:00 on Thursday. I even arranged with my boss to leave so that I could be there for 3:00
Yeah.
on Thursday. At 3:05, they call and they're like, "Are you coming?" And I'm like, "Oh no." And I'm trying to like print a study sheet to give to these kids who have a test next week. And I'm like, "Okay, I gotta go and run." And I like run down the stairs with my coat and my keys and I open up the door and I'm like,
I don't have a vehicle.
I don't have a car. How am I going to get to the dentist's office? So then I like run back and steal your vehicle. And then when I get back, I realized that you had to go to a birthday party.
Yeah, but but that wasn't a big deal because
You had a second vehicle.
yeah.
But if it just happened to be like that, it could have been a day where your husband was at work. And then
But then
I
I
would've
still
stranded
have
you.
the focus. We still
Ah.
apparently have. It would have worked out.
It
Or I would
would've-
have called somebody. But I like how she messaged. It was more because it was so cold and I was trying to get over a
Oh,
cold.
it was so cold.
But I just took my I usually leave my winter jacket at work, and so I just took that and like bundled right up and walked home, and it was fine. And then it's fine. And Brian got home. I'm sorry, I stole your vehicle. I wasn't thinking clearly.
I couldn't believe it because even
You
if
thought clear enough to steal a vehicle. I mean, that's pretty good.
if I tried to leave at like 2:45 or whatever, I still didn't have a vehicle to get to the dentist's office. Like, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Anyways, so I get to the dentist's office
Mhm.
and they're like doing their regular, like, you should floss more. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Blah.
But you look good. This side of them really look good. I don't know what else is going on, but this side's good.
And they're like, you're ready. We need to get your like big round the head x-ray today. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. And then the dentist is like, well, I'd actually like to get the like, like the 4 shots.
Oh yeah, I gag on those.
I was thinking about you. 'Cause
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
gag.
oh my word. She like pushed it back and I went,
Yeah.
and I went, oh man, if I'm gagging,
Yeah.
what would Dania do? Anyways.
Mhm.
So they do the x-rays, which they had just done the year before. And normally they only do these 2 every 2 years.
Hi, Melissa.
Hey, Melissa. They do these ones every 2 years, and they're supposed to do the big one like, I don't know, once, I don't know, remember. Anyways, I wasn't technically due for the small ones, but they did them anyways. And then they were like, yeah, we're going to have to do the small ones every year now because every time you come, you have more cavities and we can only see them when we take the take the x-rays. And I'm like, awesome. And they're like, do you like, so we know you don't floss a lot. And I'm like, yeah. They're like, it could be like diet related too. Like, what kinds of things do you eat? And I'm like, I drink coffee. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, no, I live off of coffee. Like, unless you feed me, I'll drink coffee all day. And that's what gets me through the day. And they're like, and with sugar? And I'm like, yes. Little do they know it's like 3 to 4 sugar in the stinking thing. Anyways, they're like, well, between all the sugar that you consume and not flossing, you're going to continue to have these issues. They're like, your teeth are great, like very little buildup on your teeth. But in between they're just like a cavity that they filled last year already has another hole in it. They have to dig it out and fix it. And they're like, it was nice because this conversation, like, how like the regular, like, you need to floss more feels very naggy.
Yeah.
This conversation didn't feel naggy.
Oh, that's good.
It felt like there's a problem and there's a cause.
Yeah.
And I said, like, well, what if I added mouthwash? Which every time I've told the story, people will be like, well, what if you like add mouthwash? And they're like, I know you're
doesn't get back in between.
Yeah, they're like, I know you're trying to brainstorm ideas to help, but that's not going to solve this problem. It's sugar and flossing. And I'm like,
Do you like the floss sticks?
That's what I use. But
Yeah, just not often.
the problem is, so when COVID was happening and I wore my contacts, I had this whole routine and I was so proud of myself because I would like floss every day. I put my contacts in, I would clean out my ears, and I would brush my teeth and floss, and then I'd put moisturizer on my face. And it was this whole like
Yeah.
eyes, ears, mouth, and nose. And I did it every single day.
Yeah.
And I
and then
loved
got out
it.
of routine.
But now that I don't wear my contacts, I'm not in the cupboard. And then like my little hand children people, they go in and then there's like flossers everywhere. So then I have to try and hide them out of sight so the kids can't see
and
them.
which is also
But
out of
then
your
it's
sight.
out of sight for me as well. And yeah. So they're like, maybe you could drink your coffee through a straw. I know that's hard with hot
Oh,
drinks, but like
Interesting.
it helps to kind of bypass the teeth. And I'm like, I don't know. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I've already had a chocolate bar and an entire bag of gummies today.
I just like last night what you said something about I think I know I'm supposed what did you say?
I'm supposed to be giving up sugar.
I'm giving up sugar or something. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you were giving up sugar. When did you start? Because like I feel like I've been out because
Yeah.
of being sick. You're like, I haven't yet. But Scott needs to bring me a chocolate bar home.
And then I went to my mom's and they had ice cream cake and I cut myself like the biggest piece of ice cream cake, but I didn't eat it all. I actually ate very little of it.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that the Lord will reduce my craving for sugar.
Yeah.
And it will happen kind of naturally. This morning I made myself a tea because I can have less sugar
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
tea than coffee. So I'm like, maybe if I kind of transition like coffee.
Yeah.
So
it's really
we'll see.
difficult. I get it.
And people
get
are
it.
like, "Oh, once you go black, like it's fine. You don't want to
I
have
don't want to go.
you don't want to have the sugar and cream." But I'm like, if I wanted to, I could choose to drink the coffee black. But I like sugar. Like
Yeah.
I like that it's dessert in a cup. Like I love the sweetness. That's why I drink
Yeah.
the coffee. So what's the point in just drinking it black when like the whole point for me is the
Yeah.
sugar? Like
Yeah.
So that's my conundrum.
It's interesting.
Trying to give up sugar, I guess.
I so have been on more of an anti-inflammatory diet. So which is interesting.
How's that going?
Good, like not bad. My ears feel like they're getting better,
Good.
which is really exciting because for a long time it was not feeling like there was improvement. This morning was the first morning that I was laying on my left side and I felt like I wasn't really underwater with this ear. It felt relatively clear. I could hear the birds, which I haven't been able to. And so that was really cool. And so I messaged to a few people, like, I feel like it's the first morning of not like waking up completely underwater. And I figured because I could feel that this ear was full. And I was like, when I get up, it will probably level out, but I still haven't had that before. I've always had the side I'm on feels a lot fuller, but this side still feels full too. Like, so I took a picture to Christine of like the worship song I was listening to, the volume, I had it at like 25%. It's been having to be at like 75 to 100% for me to hear it. And I think there was one morning, I think I messaged Scott or whatever and said, yeah, my phone's not cutting it. Like I had to use, which I use the speaker often, but I just couldn't make out what was even on my phone with full volume. It's been interesting. So I was very thankful and I do feel like it's starting to clear.
It's good.
But it's
been a long time.
It's been quite interesting. I brushed my teeth and floss when the kids are brushing their teeth. They love it when they get to see me floss and enjoy helping, which is fair because I floss their teeth. Nice.
My bathroom time is the time I don't want the kids in the room with me.
Get that.
I know they're like, they said that at the dentist's office too. Like, if you do it with them, then like it's setting good habits. And I'm like, listen, lady.
I brush my teeth in the shower. I don't want my kids in the shower. But what I try, and I don't know. It's not consistent though, but like anytime I feel like I have something in my tooth or whatever, I grab like not just a toothpick and the floss things and I do them all.
Yeah.
I'm like, I try to do that, and I don't like things feeling in between my teeth, but I try to do that. I know it's difficult though. Flossing's not my strength as well.
Yeah. Like I said, I was really good when I was wearing contacts every day.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore.
Go back to contacts. Maybe. I don't know. So
I had something else I wanted to say to you. Oh, I haven't gotten in trouble in a really long time.
oh yeah, that's really exciting. We were the other day, Jen heard her name on being spoken on the phone, and
I got overheard. Yeah.
overheard and thought that she was in trouble. So, and they were in a different part of the building, and so she hid with me for like an hour. I was in the sanctuary doing working and stuff, and she didn't want to leave and sat like on this side of me, so
That's
she
because you're-
couldn't be seen.
No, that's because I was trying to be close to your ear.
Oh. Well, it's quite convenient.
It was convenient. No, it turns out I wasn't in trouble, and it
Yeah.
wasn't me.
It was
that,
all good.
that they were talking about. But
But we were talking about like I hate getting in trouble too. It's the
I-
worst feeling.
and somebody was joking with me like, "Oh, you have a guilty conscience," and I'm like, "Listen, like it doesn't. Like I'm so impulsive, and I just say things, and I get in trouble all the time. Just not because I'm
But
willfully
you
or
said you haven't
purposefully.
gotten in trouble.
I haven't gotten in trouble in a really long time, but then what happens is now I'm like anticipating it, right? Because like it feels like it's a cycle where you like I let my guard down and then
you
I
need some correction.
yes, and then I have to like be more mindful, and then things go well for a while, and then I let my guard down and I do something stupid, and so I have been I can feel myself for the last little while. I've been on a little bit of an edge where I'm like,
do you want me to just get you in trouble for something to restart it out of like random something?
no, because I don't like getting in trouble. I just don't want to get in trouble.
I get it. I get it.
Oh,
I think our kids feel that too. Which isn't fun. And kids get in trouble a lot more than adults.
yes, they do.
They get in trouble a lot. And that would be hard. I think probably the importance of building them up, right? Because if they're getting in trouble all that time,
Well,
like it can
And that's what like
can really be hard.
I don't know if I told you, like yesterday. Yeah, yesterday Scott was working because Scott's doing a new work schedule where sometimes he works on Saturday so he can get stuff done without interruptions. So I was at home yesterday the whole day with all 4 kids trying to tidy and whatever, and it was just a gong show yesterday. But Renee was so helpful. Like she went out of her way to like help and do things and very little complaining. And like I'm okay with a little complaining because they're kids and they want to play and have fun. They don't want their entire Saturday to be like slave labor type thing, right? So I expect a little bit of like, but very little of it and willingly served. And then she and her brother had a conflict, and it was like a massive conflict and screaming at each other and yelling, and neither one of them handled it well. And I got them separate, and she went up to her room, and a few moments later I went into her room and I was like, I just want you to know, like, I'm really proud of you. Like, I think she thought I was coming to like scold her, but I was like, you've worked so hard all day, and I don't think I could have gotten through the day without you here. And like, I know you just had a little bit of a hiccup right there with James, but like, it's fine. These things happen. Like, you're pulling it together, and I'm just so proud of you. And she was like, thanks, Mom. And I was like, I'm really glad that I chose to do that instead of just like, why did you scream and yell at your brother? Like, let's just take this moment to focus on the good, because it's so easy to let one bad thing wipe out all the good, right?
Yeah, for sure. I thought it was neat yesterday. Hi, Holly. So I feel like, and I shared a little bit this morning at church, but just having for like the past, like over a month now, being sick, at least for 4 weeks, not hearing good. and like a time of like every morning I'd wake up and my hearing would be worse and worse and worse, and then it would maybe like not be as bad, and then it just kept, and I was like, okay, like how much longer, like
Is this gonna go on, right?
and yeah, and like the fear that was involved with that and different things, which I feel God helped with, still deal with fear and all those things, like, but just to point out, and it was good. And then there was like kind of a week of like I really did not do much of anything and just really focused on resting and in prayer and doing my devotions and all of these things. And that's when I really started doing more like the anti-inflammatory diet and different things and trying to take care of my body to get it well as much as I could. But it's interesting because I'm someone who doesn't like to stay home. And I did get out like here and there, but I was mainly home. So that was weird, but good. But then I found, so like yesterday, normally if Brian's working, I'd be like, hey, like, let's go do something or whatever. I'm like, I was praying about it in the morning and I have to return some stuff to Kingston, but I was like, I just don't feel like it. I feel like I was starting to feel a bit anxious from it. And so I was like, we're just going to stay home. And it was a really good day. And so usually when weekends, Brian's working, Friday's not too bad. Saturday, the house is starting to look a little bit like, and then Sunday, it looks like a bomb's gone off. And so we stayed home. And so I was able to clean up like the kitchen and living room and everything.
And it stayed like that?
There's
kids. I know,
still
4
stuff
kids.
on the counter after today and different things. But anyways, so then at one point the Cadence asked for hot chocolate. And so I was like, sure, I'll make some for you. And so I brought it in, but like just the simplest thing. So I was like, when it was like somebody ordered hot chocolate, and so I took it in, and then I had whipped cream and sprinkles, which they weren't expecting, and like put whipped cream in their mouth and did stuff like that, and the whipped cream and the hot chocolate and the sprinkles, and they were so excited and so thankful, and it made my heart so happy, which made me think of in the Bible where God delights over us and sings praises over us and things. And so it was a really cool moment. So then I sat down with the kids and we looked at that scripture and talked about it and how God delights in us and delights over us, and he loves bringing us that joy and blessing in our lives too, right?
Yeah.
So it was cool. It was a good time.
It's really cool.
Yeah. And then there was other things that happened, but I don't remember. There's still lots of like different things, but it was a good day mostly. It's always the tricky transition. So this is really funny actually. So on Saturday mornings when Brian's working, well, when he's off, he lets me sleep in usually, which is very nice. But when he's working, the kids often will let me sleep in. Excuse me.
I've been told that if you don't yawn after somebody else yawns, you're a psychopath.
I am not a psychopath.
You can make connections with people.
So, the kids will let me sleep in and stuff. It means that things don't get done till later, but I'm very thankful. So, so a couple Saturday, 2 weeks ago, I was really struggling with fear, and like my ears were really bad. My voice wasn't strong. I had stuff to do. I wasn't feeling well still. And I woke up emotional and I was like, guys, I'm going downstairs. I need to spend some time in prayer, and I'm okay, but I might be crying, and that's okay, but I need to bring this before God. So I went downstairs in the basement and just like crying out to God, praying, whatever. And then I was like, so the fear is I kept like holding back my tears, because when I would cry or get emotional, my ears would fill up more and I could hear less. So it was scary for me to just be like, cry it out, because I couldn't hear very much and my throat would get more sore, which means I lose my voice more. So it's like, okay, I'm building this up inside of me, not load-bearing creatures, not bringing it before God, because I'm afraid once I bring it to him, it's going to take more of my voice and more of my hearing away.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
It's but total like logical, right? Like
Yeah. So I go downstairs. I like cry. I have a bloody nose. I like what everything. And then at one point I'm like, God, like my kids are upstairs, whatever. And then it was like, if you are okay, like I don't know this what it was like, but like if they're fine when you're sleeping in on a Saturday, they're fine if you're praying on a Saturday morning. It was like, oh yeah. Hi, Barb.
Hey, Barb. Holly said,
You're quicker to yawn after someone if the more you like them. Aww.
Aww.
Hi, Mom. So Scott just tried to yawn. He just was that an actual one because it looked fake. It wasn't. I feel like it was more fake than real.
No, he says no. He says
Yeah,
no.
but he didn't say it really convincingly. Anyways, so yeah, it was an interesting thing, and I felt that that actually was kind of a turning point of me laying it before God, and
I'm sorry.
it's fine. I didn't yawn.
I didn't have
don't
enough
care.
coffee today.
It's fine. Oh goodness, Jen. He's yawning. You're
The
yawning.
camera replay is yawning.
Yeah. Everywhere, all around me.
And the funny thing is I don't feel
Tired.
that tired. I mean, I'm always tired, but
An interesting thing with my ears is that when like at ET Kids, so the 1 week I tried going and oh my goodness. And so all the noise made me keep yawning. Like it was like I don't know why, but I just couldn't stop yawning. And it happened a couple of other times where it was really noisy. This is so stupid. It got really noisy and I just couldn't help yawning. But when I yawn, it would sound like a weird sound in my ears. So I think it had something to do with the sensory of me not hearing well, but it was very strange. So
it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I hurt my neck.
Yes.
Since we're
Still
going on
hurting?
about aches and pains. Yeah, I laid down and I went to get up and I hadn't even been laying for very long. And I couldn't. Now I can get to here before now I feel pain. But I'm like, this is pretty normal for like, I guess I can look behind my shoulder. But hey, Shauna.
Hi, Shauna. Don't forget to like the stream, people.
But yeah, so I got pain in my neck, but it's getting better. The first
that's
like
good.
whatever was it, Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. No, it must have been Friday because I remember thinking like I held my head up at the dentist's office. At one point they were like, "Can you just put your head back?"
I
And
wonder
was
if
like,
it was stress from that, Jen.
maybe. I don't know.
Probably you could have taken on that like, right?
But yeah, I'm hoping it's getting every day. It seems to be getting better. Thanks, Melissa.
Thanks, Melissa.
Yeah. So it's fun being in pain. My sister's also in pain.
What is she in pain for?
Same thing. She woke up with her neck and she can't look to the side. So she hasn't been driving because she's afraid, like she can't, you know.
I was thankful that I was only in pain probably for the first week and a half of being sick. Like where you have the ear and pain in the head or whatever.
Yeah.
So
that's
that was
good.
But pain is tricky.
Yeah.
It messes with your head as well.
Yes, it does.
A lot.
So we talked last week about how we swapped the kids' rooms.
Yeah.
I think it's going well.
Yeah.
And Eliza's getting better.
Is it settled in more?
I think so. Like we still like the closets are getting a little bit more the way they should be, but there's still a long way to go. But
Barb, like the
thanks, Barb.
stream. Thank you.
We've showed like Eliza where the potty is, and
Good.
she seems to be using it, which is a blessing and a curse because the other day Renee went to like go to bed and she was like, "Mom, my room smells so gross."
Oh yeah.
But I was like, "Oh, is there stuff in the potty?" She's like, "Well, I already dumped it," and I was like,
Yay.
"Wow, that's nice that
Yeah.
she just like took care of it." But yeah, we definitely had to like spray. It didn't smell very nice.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It
and
does
she's
stink.
and putting the like
door
the
thing.
door
on the thing.
thingy on the back has been really helpful because she doesn't go to sleep right away, but she never did in her crib either.
But she would just
She
kinda
would
stay
sit in
there.
her crib and she would sing songs with Google and she'd play
Yeah.
with her stuffed animals. So
Yeah.
now we just need to hide the markers.
Oh, that's fun.
At least they're water soluble, but she like draws on her nose and like on her hands and arms and all over her clothes.
I'll never
and
forget when Cadence got into my
your makeup.
waterproof black mascara. I don't think I've ever been so scared of my own child before.
Of your own child?
Yeah, like because it must have been she had nap. I don't know, but the vision is in my head. I looked up the stairs and she's black with white and black all over her dress. She had on a white dress with blue polka dots on it, all over, down her legs. Like it was everywhere. And it was waterproof mascara. But it just was very startling because, like, yeah, it was very, very startling.
I put a ring on my finger.
Oh, look at that.
And it's like, this is the third day. I wore it for one day.
What kind was it?
Just,
Like
I don't know,
silver?
just a silver thing, but
Interesting.
obviously not real silver. But like,
Yeah.
that was for, I don't even know if it was for a full day.
So a while ago, I think I had seen it, a TikTok of a girl who went to emergency and stuff because her legs were turning blue and like these things, like all this happened or whatever, and had spent all this time on test emergency to discover it was her jeans, her brand new jeans that had left ink on her skin, like Wish.com or blue. But I had a similar experience when I was in high school. I had on new jeans and I noticed my hands were starting to turn blue and I had a sweater on and I was like, that's so weird. And I was in Miss Abramchuk's class, science class, and I was looking at my hands. She's like, what's wrong? I was like, they look blue. And she got so concerned and like it was this huge deal
Of course it
and
was.
whatever. And I was like just more confused. And like I left class and she's like, you make sure you tell your mom, because at the end of the day, I was like, okay. And I went home and I washed my hands. I was like, oh, it's just for my pants. It's just blue for my pants. Sid put drywall mud all over her legs when she was 2. Oh, Sydney. Oh, good job. That's, yeah, I'm sure there's lots of those. And then the other one Cadence did, but Bev was there, is she put zinc, which is hard to get off on like the crib, the wall.
Yes.
But the other thing too is
I feel like every kid
yeah,
has to do that.
Cadence twice, I don't think Mike ever did, but it makes sense, his personality. Twice drew with art. Once was with her dad and once was with her grandma. And I was like, thank you, Jesus. It wasn't with me. That would not have gone well. That would not have gone well. So are you excited about Easter?
No.
I was excited to see you doing the drama. Like the part is really
It's-
good for you, and you did a really excellent job.
As I was
really
reading through
proud
it
of you.
The other night, I just kept saying, I think I'm going to do well at this part.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be good. I can work with this.
Yeah.
And I was nervous that like, because Todd writes them, I was like, I wonder if he typecast me so that like from the last time, like, I wonder if I'll have a very similar character or if
Right.
I'll be able to do something a little
Right.
different. It's similar, but it is different.
Yeah.
And and I'm like, and I'm trying to like play it just a little different because I don't want to be just the same
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like, my favorite part was like, did you want me to yell?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Are you sure you want me to yell?
Yeah. He was laughing a lot of the times too, which was really, really good.
I have
But-
lungs.
Yeah.
Well, you can cover the mic and yell.
Yeah.
I'm like, okie doke, then I'll yell.
Yeah, it's really
but
good.
I didn't get a chance because we were in the middle of the scene, but it made me think of something we were doing when I had a student who had a cocklear implant,
Okay.
and they were like, cover your ears, and all the kids go like this, and he goes, and it was just the funniest thing because he's taking the
Take
cochlear
things off,
implants
yeah.
off, but like all the kids are like
this, and he's
and
like,
he's
"Whoop!"
like,
Get that off. funny.
It just made me think of that.
Yeah. No, I
Anyways.
think it'll. I'm hoping everything comes together. I
I am sure it will.
like it does. And but like with being sick and people are away and stuff, we have a friend who she was doing a solo. She's like, if it doesn't go well, it's 3 minutes and 20 seconds of somebody's life that they're gonna forget. And so when I was still really not hearing and voice and whatever, I saw her and I leaned over and I was like, so if this doesn't go well, it's only about an hour and 15 minutes of the people's lives, right? And started laughing. The other thing is that there was a play recently at our church, and like the set was huge or whatever. And I leaned over to so I was like, I quit the Easter production. I was like, I'm out. This is too soon from this to the Easter production. I'm done. It was the same at Christmas when we were doing Drummer Boy, which I had told Scott this too. But we were doing Drummer Boy, and the banquet was like the Sunday before or something. And Brian started playing it as the music. I'm like, you need to shut this off. I don't want people to hear it before we do it, because then they'll know how it's supposed to sound.
They'll know how it's supposed to
like,
sound.
shut it down. Shut it down.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. I introduced the musical to the kids on
Yeah.
Friday.
How did it go?
It went over really well, and my boss didn't really want me to make a really big deal over who was getting the lead roles, and I didn't have the script ready, but I really wanted to give them something. And so I had a parent type up like, congratulations, so and so, you're playing so and so in the musical, so that I had them. And then I was like, because I had been thinking before she had told me that, I was thinking I was going to start with the lesser roles and work my way up to the biggest roles. And I was like, okay, so I guess I'll shuffle them up. And then I was like, I just placed them all over the communion table and like would randomly pick them up.
Oh, fun.
And like some of the kids got to help me pick them out. And so it was all very mixed order, but like nobody has a clue how many lines they have. They just know what the name of their character is. So like some kids were like super stressed out and some kids were like super happy and just
that's hilarious. They have no idea.
I said, if we ever do that again, I really liked doing it, but I think the piece of paper should say you have approximately like 10 lines or 4 lines.
That's probably a good idea.
So
I don't want to be Janice.
Well, I was saying that the one little one was like crying, and I was like, I don't even know if she like
realizes she's like, this piece of paper, it's ruined me.
Oh, so live and learn. But it was a lot of fun. I had a few people say I really liked the way that you drew them out. But the kids don't know who has main roles now and who has like one line. I had a girl come up to me afterwards and was like, how many lines do I have? And I was like, 1. I'm like, most everybody has 1. Yeah. Because I took like the parts and divided them all out because everybody wanted to say something. So
interesting. Well, it's better than nobody wanting to do anything.
Yeah, actually, there's way more people who wanted to speak than I anticipated. Big time.
But it's better than like trying to twist people's arms to like, oh, like, come on, do this, whatever, right?
Yes. And the kids seem really excited. I let them have little snippets of some of the songs. And yeah, they seem to.
We did our song for the first time this past week. So see how it goes. The song you sent, for our class, they seem to like it.
Did you tell them they're going to be go-kart drivers?
No, not yet.
You're going to save that little piece of tidbit.
Just been trying to get through.
You and me both. There's so much. I'm like,
when is report cards due?
Friday. Well, they're not due on Friday, but Friday's our day to write them. And if I don't get them done Friday, then I have to spend March break doing them. And I don't love the idea of spending my entire March break doing my report cards. So I'm really praying that this week is like, I can get as much report card stuff done as possible. Because,
they need to change report card season, not around Easter and not around Christmas.
Well, normally it's not Easter.
It's true.
Easter moved.
Yeah.
So, but at least if I can get the report cards done, then my mind can be freed up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Sunday,
Sunday we're going,
going
to the
Lauren Daigle concert.
I'm really excited but nervous of being so tired
yeah.
because it's the time change and it's going to be a late night.
At least we don't have to go to school the next day.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that part. I don't have to get up. That's helpful.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. That's brand new information.
And is your husband off Monday, Tuesday? That'd
No.
be even better.
No.
No. Just
Yeah.
put a sign on the door before you go to bed. Do not disturb.
They are like, if I'm sleeping and they're pretty good. We have to take a long tech break after because they've been on tech, but so excited. So what are we doing? Like, did we say, are we taking the GO train or something?
Yeah.
That's I'm praying for that as well. I don't want to be doing report cards on the beach. Yeah, that'd be even worse.
I have done that before. When I worked at the public school, I went to, because Cornerstone ends sooner than
Yep.
the public school, and Cornerstone has beach day, and I like legit had my laptop at the beach, tethering to my phone, finishing up report cards.
That's hilarious.
Legit did that.
I don't know how long ago it was, but RM Marie said Jen could put her floss sticks in her school bathroom and take an extra long break from class.
That sounds
Cut
excellent.
my bangs and floss my teeth.
Is Marina willing to watch your class while she does that?
She does on Wednesdays.
To do it on library days. Excuse me, it's my time to floss.
I gotta go floss now, guys.
Yeah.
Once a week. There. I gotta now have to do.
Does Renee have anything at the church yet for brushing or anything?
No.
No. How is she doing with that?
She says she's doing fine.
That's good.
I don't have the energy to follow her around.
Yeah.
So
I was really hoping she got a bag there.
she doesn't eat at school very often though. So
That's true. She doesn't eat in the day very much. That's true. Yeah. Larry and Barb are going to the Lauren Daigle concert
Yeah.
as well.
But
I
they're
wonder
spending
who
the
else
night,
is.
so.
Yeah.
oh, by the way,
We're not.
I don't know. She probably already bought the tickets, but they said not to go to Oshawa. They said to leave out of Whippy. That like Oshawa has no parking and it's really hard to get in
Oh,
there.
gotcha.
So
Shauna was going to get the tickets. That's good. I don't remember anything in my past.
I don't remember anything in my
I
past.
seriously feel like the 5 weeks was like a time thing all in
a little
itself.
bit of a time warp thing.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm vaguely starting to remember these things. Besides that,
Interesting.
yep, sure is.
So
But
I
don't
cleaned my
know.
room today. What?
Can you guys tell that we didn't make a list? Says mom talk.
Trouble.
Maybe that was a self-fulfilled prophecy.
Yeah, I cleaned my room today.
Nice.
I made the bed. I cleaned up the floor. I threw a bunch of garbage out. I matched like a gazillion socks and got them in the drawers.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm really proud of myself. I didn't get nearly as much work done today
As
as I
you
would
wanted
like
to.
to, but I'm really proud with the fact that I got a considerable amount of stuff
That's
done.
cool.
Yeah, so it'll all be destroyed. It's amazing what I find in my room. I threw 3 baby dolls out of my room.
Hmm.
I'm like,
How?
how?
You don't need to play with baby dolls.
How
anymore.
do these things get into my room? There was a yogurt cup. I don't eat yogurt in my room. Like
I don't need babies anymore.
dollies.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Oh, and I got the boys' room cleaned up this morning just simply by saying, "Hey, look, these are all the clean clothes I gave you yesterday to put in your drawers. Pick them up and put them in your drawers." And then the floor appeared. It was wonderful.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's very cool. I know it is like, and we've talked about, but it is very helpful that Brian has days where he is home without family and kids that he can help
Get
tidy
stuff
up.
done.
Like the kids are fairly good, like of keeping, like doing stuff, but you also have to have the energy to do that too.
Yeah.
So it gets tricky for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I feel like there was something else I wanted to tell you, but now it's gone.
I bought an actual neti pot.
Did you?
I have used that like
The squishy
wooden
one.
things, but it puts a lot of pressure on my ears and I haven't been using it. I used it once, I think, this round, and it just like
It scares me.
it doesn't, yeah.
I
but
really like
then-
the neti pot because you can control the flow.
yeah, I much preferred it. So yeah. I got, so it was really funny though, because I bought it and Micah is like, oh, that's cute. And I was like, yeah, but it's not cute what it does. And he's like, why? What does it do? I was like, come here. And I did it and nothing came out because I'm not congested or anything. He starts gagging and had to leave. It was hilarious. Like for once I got to make somebody else gag. Yeah.
Oh.
But-
yeah.
So is that it?
I
don't have a lot to talk about. I don't think it's hard when it's not written down.
Yeah. After we like say goodbye,
Then we'll think of
we'll
stuff.
be like, oh, we gotta talk about that on
but that's
Fun Talk
okay. At least we were able to
to
do it.
to get
and-
ooh, did you see that?
what was that?
Ooh.
Did
the
you do it?
I-
Yeah, but it went to the logo.
yeah,
Fancy.
it was over on the side.
He's
and then it-
thinking.
Oh, I hit the socials. Maybe
Transition is a slide.
ooh, I like it. The transition is a
Very
slide.
cool.
Anyways, so,
So next week we won't be here.
no, we won't be
Week
here
after,
next week.
hopefully. Depending on how Easter stuff is going.
Oh,
So have a
fun
good night.
times. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys, and yeah, we'll see you around.
Maybe. Unless
Maybe.
you
Dun,
don't live
dun,
around here.
dun. Oh.
Oh, look at that face.